Shots Fired Airsoft video. Today we've got the firing test of the Golden Eagle M1887. So this gun was the subject of unboxing, the last video on the channel. If you want to go back and have a look at that in finer detail, you'll see that we have a very simple wooden metal construction weapon. It is gas powered, shell ejecting, and all the goodness that you would hope you would have out of an M1887 at a very reasonable price point. So that said, let's get straight to the chronograph and see how it performs. Okay guys, you're with me now. Just want to bear in mind we're on 0.25s, I'm running 1 BB per shell, we're on standard green gas, and this is 0.25 set to hop 0.25. Let's see if I can get a successful chrono. Oh. Looks like we've got 295, 276, 271, 269. Bit of a misread there. Don't think we've quite got 668. 301, 276. Finger hit the side of the chronograph there. 276 again. 287. Then guys, we're just going to go once more through the chronograph. I have to chrono this when it's nearly out of gas, otherwise the amount of gas that leaves the barrel and goes through the chronograph with the BB actually confuses the chronograph and you get all sorts of weird readings. 287, 289, 289 again, 276, last one, 274. So it is actually pretty consistent in terms of its FPS readings. When it's full of gas, I did get one successful chronograph and it actually put through around 323, which would lead me to believe that that is probably its top, but I can't chrono it full of gas because it spits so much gas through the chrono, it just can't take a reading. Anyway, moving along. So that was the chronograph test. Had a few issues when it was fully gassed with getting a reliable reading going through the chronograph, purely because the gas was going through the chronograph with the BB and confusing the readings. So I was getting like 40, 160, 668. So I had to kind of wait until it stopped ejecting gas and then I was able to get some readings. But by then we're hitting about 270, 280 FPS. That's really not bad. I mean, you're kind of talking on a 0.25, that being around 330-ish FPS on a 0.2, which is not at all bad. The one shot that I did get to read correctly on a full gas charge, it rated up about 323, I believe it was, which on a 0.25 is over 350 on a 0.2. So there's plenty of power in this thing if you want to use it as a, sort of like a single round rifle, underlever rifle. There's no reason you couldn't do that. But really kind of missing the point. It is, after all, very much a plinker kind of thing. The hop in it does seem to work quite well. But that said, let's get into the firing test. Okay, then here we go. I did have a little shoot, realised the hop was wrong, so I've reset it. And hoping that this is going to be correct. I do my best with the open bead sights. To the left. That looked pretty good. Lovely. 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 So only 5 shots per run, but that did look pretty good from where I was standing. Shooting test 3, see what she can do. Still on 1 BB per shell. We'll get through this one and then we'll load 3 in each time and see what we get. Oh, a little bit wild there. Bit low. Every now and then it just doesn't want to feed one of the shells. Lovely. Last round and then we'll go to shotgun mode. Yeah, you can hit targets with it. Okay folks, so right on me here, hopefully you're not going to hit my camera, but this is shotgun, so this is 3 shells per BB, 5 rounds, see what happens. Yeah, so getting this on target might be entertaining. Oh, there we go. Obviously
I'm running 0.25s at the moment, which means that you're pretty much going to have very little power on free shot. I think you'd run it on 0.2s, but that wasn't half bad. I can definitely hit the target. Really, if you want to run it as a sort of underlever rifle with a single round, that's your longer distance setup. But if you're going to run it as a shotgun, 20 metres, you can definitely range out over that. With 0.2s, it would be a lot better. Just going to do that one more time, and then we'll pack it up. Okay, so just last shotgun test. Actually at the point now where the rain's starting to come down, so it's probably a good time to finish off. It was a bad shot. We had 152 hit the target. Again, not bad at all. Got the hang of it a bit now. Whoa! Definitely a bit wild on that one. I think I've got a slightly damaged shell from hitting the floor because it just won't feed in the first touch. If I rack it again, it will always come back out. It is fun on free shot. Right, back to the studio.
Okay, so that was it on the firing test. Really good fun firing this thing. It is a fun gun. The way it loads, acts, I find popping the shells in to be okay, and it all works exactly how you think it would work. It does occasionally seem to misfeed a shell. However, I'll be absolutely honest, it relies on the rims of these shells, and where I've been using it on concrete and dropping the shells onto the concrete, there's a couple of these that have got quite, I don't know if you can see that, whether it will focus, but quite badly marred feed lips now, and I think that's what might actually be causing it. Obviously, if you're running this in a field, woodland, forest, whatever, or even if you were just plinking it for fun, if you put a blanket down just to protect those shells from hitting the deck, it probably would be fine. It's not every time, but every now and then, I think, depends where the shell sits, it will just grab it, but it just misses it. Just rack it again and it loads it straight away. But yeah, really cool piece of kit. Gas efficiency seems to be pretty damn good. Just realised that I didn't actually show you where to gas it up in the unboxing. So when you pop this open, there will be a little point in the underlever just down there. I don't know if it's going to focus or not, but through that little port, there is actually a gas port, and your gas goes in through there. I gassed it probably a couple of times whilst I was playing with it and doing the shooting for the review. Probably fired it a good 80, 90, maybe 100 times. So that I'm guessing there's quite a big gas reservoir in this. So really, it's your shell loading and reloading that's going to slow you down. You know, if you wanted to run a dump pouch with like 40, 50 shells in it, then you could probably run this actually as a reasonably effective gun in the field. However, keeping track of those shells is going to be a nightmare. I've got 5 in this space, and I managed to spend 5 minutes looking for 2 shells at one point that I'd ejected, and they'd bounced off my foot and disappeared under things. You know, it's always the problem with shells. But all in all, Golden Eagle M1887 fires very well. On a single round, it has some chops at hitting distance. The only thing that's going to hold it back is complete lack of optics. Obviously it has a bead sight in the front, and the rear it has a little divot just to help you with elevation. That's all well and good. It's really not that kind of thing anyway. You know, you see these in like Call of Duty and that, and they're all modern. They've got M-lock handguards and all this sort of stuff, and you know, realistically, no one does that. They don't really, well, they don't really exist in the same way that they depict everyone having a revolver. And there's like one like spec ops team in the world that uses revolvers. I think it's like the Czech one or something like that. But it's all depicted in sort of modern warfare games, which is quite funny. But this, as a period-looking, period-acting, scale, you know, gas gun, is absolutely awesome to mess around with. You could absolutely run it in the field. It is accurate enough. You would hit stuff with it. But you've got 5 shots and then a faff to reload the thing. You know, reloading this is like, you know, it's like sort of 30, 40 seconds of faff if you've got the shells already loaded. You can rack it open, jam one in the top, and it will fire like that. And then eject it and load it like that if you needed a quick shot. But if you've got to start messing around to get into the magazine tube, it's going to slow you down a lot. So anyway, that's enough prattling, completely missing the point of the gun. This is awesome. If you've got a place for one of these in your collection, it will work, it will run, it will be enjoyable, and you can hit targets with you plink. If you've always wanted one of these but have been put off by the enormous cost that are usually associated with them, and have a couple of £100 spare for I mean, this is 265, the long nose one. If you want the shorty, it's about 220, 230 quid, which is cut off to about here. I think it's a tiny little thing. Then, you know, it makes it affordable for your kind of average airsofter who isn't dumping 1,500 quid into a gun. So, highly recommended, great fun. I've been Ben, it's been the Shots Fired Airsoft video, and thank you very much for watching.